Hi. Good morning, or shall I say good evening, because it's evening here now. Hi. Regardless, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I'm, I'm safe. I'm sort of at frenzy emotion. And this is true because um, I'm dealing with consuming an animal that I raised, and it's been tough. I'm going to tell you, it has been tough. Look at that moon come up behind that house, or behind the schoolhouse. It's so cool. So hi, I'm Mammy. Welcome to the Mammy Mushrooms channel. As I said, I'm safe today. I'm also silly and feeling mostly excellent. I ate a candy bar last night right before I went to bed. Not right before, but like 2 hours, 3 hours before I went to bed, and I fell asleep great, because you're just on that sugar down. But then I woke up in the middle of the night, just like crazy, fidgety, couldn't sleep. Entirely changed the orientation of my comforter. I mean, it was just one of those nights. Okay, let's see sunrise. Watch the sun come up over it. So when I build my pixel arts, one of my first concerns is the orientation of east-west. Isn't that pretty? Look at that sun coming up over that house. Wow. It's really pretty. Just pixels and clouds. Oriented in a certain way, a certain switch in a certain day. A couple of hours time of some fun, and look at what we've won. A church, an egg, a school, and a bunny yun. I'm just letting my coffee kick in, y'all. All right, here we go. Welcome. This is my final. If you'd started watching this when I very first started the Fabergé egg, you can see that I have done a considerable amount of work. And I'm still going to do this front part. It'll still just all tailor down and taper down into water along this way with water fountains. This whole design will continue along. Because this is the spring section, and it should be springy. So, it is. If you want to know how to build that house, double hierarchical cross beam. Very easy. Very, very, very easy. I have a stream in which I did it, and then also you can catch it. I think you can catch it on my YouTube channel. All right. So, when we last finished, this is the Grand Master Bunny. And this is the bunny that is going to say goodbye to spring and welcome in summer. And you can see that he's got his carrot ready to eat to get the bounty. And that's why I chose him. Even though Z said bunnies don't really like carrots, I still chose the carrot because it signifies growth in summer. And that's what we're getting into next. All right, so all we have left are grids and then freehand. And as you can see, I'm sort of making my piece 3D, and that's what I'm going to work on for the next hour and a half. So most of this is just going to be freehand, and but I will finish up the grids so y'all can know what colors go in those. So let's start with this itty bitty little flower over here. Take the grid out. Okay, so coming up, put your thing on 6, and coming up to this one here, and then in this one here, this would diagonal up with that like so. So basically this line extends into the grid. This is blank, which will eventually be my dirt. And then we need 3 more 6s on top of this. Just like that. Okay. All right, and then 8, 7, 7. So this is 8, 7, 7. And then we have a blank. So this is blank, and then there's a 7. So this is nothing there. And then another 7, followed by 2 8s. So it looks like that. After this, I'm going to take a screenshot. I think I even forgot to take a screenshot last time. Okay, and then a 3 and a 4. 3, 4. Sorry, I'm marking off as I go because I don't want to get lost. 2 6s. And then 3, 4, 3. 3, 4, 3. And there's that. So now that is all complete. All the blanks that you see are blanks in the piece. And some of them will stay and some of them will go for my freehand. I don't know what you're going to do for your freehand. But I'm sure you'll do something fantastic. And then I'm certain you're going to send me a picture, right? Okay, let's go get rid of this second grid. Much bigger grid. And this is also the point in which you test your work. Did you put everything together proper? And if you didn't, then you have some decisions to make. Like, do I want to change it? Do I want to fix it? All those sort of things. Okay, coming to this line, which is just one above the ground. So go to your 6, and it is a 6 like so. And that's a blank, and of course, like I said, I'll fill that in with dirt. And, you know, I'm not sure I checked my sound. Can you give me a second? I hear myself. It's really weird when you hear yourself. And I'm still so camera shy that I just can't. If I had a camera on, I'd like always be looking to see, do I look okay? Do I look okay? I wouldn't be able to focus on what I'm doing. Okay, we did the 6. Now we need 2 7s. Just not that kind of person. I did not grow up with just, you know, a camera in my face all the time, like most kids did nowadays. So it's no big deal to them. 5 8s. A single 7. And then this is a blank. And then a 5. So right here's a blank. Those are all blank. Still blank, blank. And then it looks like we have 4 4s. A single 1. And I'll be replacing these 1s, I think, with the honey block. Pretty sure that's what I decided last time. And now we have a bunch of 2s. 10 2s. Nice. And then a single 3, just one itty bitty 3. And now we have a bunch of blanks. So rather than count them, because there's blanks all around, so it's really hard to count, come up to this 5 right here. And we're going to diagonal up another 5. So like that. So 3 5s like that. And that's then where we're going to continue up from. Okay, 3 fours. 1, 2, 3. And now a bunch of ones. $11 ones. $11. And then a 5 and a 3. So stay right there. Don't get lost. Because we're moving up still. We're not quite done. Again, we have a bunch of blanks. So move up to that 5. And again, diagonal up another 5 to connect, like so. And that's where we will begin. A single 4. Five ones. Oh, yeah, like that. Mark off. A single 2. And then 5 threes. Two ones. 2 twos. And a 4. And that is it for that grid. Oh, his little ears coming together. It's so cute. Let me take a screenshot. And a sip of coffee. Wow, excuse me. I still didn't get my sip of coffee. I feel like I'm gonna now sneeze. It's allergy season for me. And you know, I didn't ever really have allergies until about, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this grid. Here we go. Gotta get centered right. You certainly don't want to slip and delete your PixelArt. That would suck. Uh-oh. Must be getting dark. Let's go to light. Sunrise. Okay, so going down to this one here. Obviously, this is a blank. You are right. And this is a 6. So let's just start with that. And then you are right. This is a 5. And now a single 1. And then 3 twos. And then a 4 and a 3. And then a 1. And mark off. Six twos. Give me a second. My producer's looking for something. Where is it? What do you need? Yours? The white ones? In a box underneath the desk. The little box underneath the desk in the big box. Underneath the desk, there's a box. Okay. So sorry about that. He needs the earbuds in order to hear what I'm saying. Okay, next we have a bunch of ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, look at that. 11. You know it's right. Then a 4 and a 3. And you still know it's right. That makes you feel good because you know you've aligned things right. And I checked to make sure that was a 3, and yes, it is. So PixelArt is good because it really teaches you how to create with just boxes of color. 5 ones. And 4 3s. A single 4. And this is a blank. However, I am in the eye part putting in this white color. I don't want you to be able to see through his eye in the pixel art. That's only the only other part. I want him to be solid. So that's blank for you, but if you don't want the eye that way as well, you might pick a color. Okay, now we have a bunch of 9s. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And, you know, full disclosure, the 9s are actually dark brown. But there's not a whole lot of dark brown in here. There's a little bit of, you could use like the nether block, but it always turns out to be more purple than brown. And like I said, I'm trying to do vanilla Minecraft so that anyone can copy no matter what add-ons they have. 5 5. Ooh, that's an I. 2 9s. And then a blank again, but we already know that my eye is not going to be blank. It's white. So because of that, because it's an eye, I'm not going to let you see through it. And now another 9, you guessed it, closes off that eyeball. And then a bunch of 1s. 8 1s. Nice. 5 2s. Is other ear, I think. And 2 5s. And that's it for that grid. Yep. Other side of his ear. It's really cute. Like I said last time, if you find something that makes you smile, and I don't know why, but every single time I look at you know, like as my product gets finished, my pixel art pieces get finished, I pull away, I'm smiling, giggling uncontrollably. It's just something that makes me happy. It's the most simplest kind of art too, but it really makes me happy. I love doing it. I didn't necessarily think I would. I actually just did it to have something in my survival world that looked like, you know, the queen, and it was just like, oh, this is fun. Okay, 2 6s, you guessed it right off the bat. Easy peasy for that one. A single 7, a single 8, a single 5, and then 4 4s and a 5. Yep, let me mark off. A single 1, 4 2s, 2 ones. Oh, we're doing good. And see, everything is lining up, and it's all lining up in the piece too. A single 2 right here. Bam. And then 4, 5, 4. 4, 5, 4. And then 2 ones. Looks like it's getting dark already again. Goes by fast, huh? We're having fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2s. A single 3. A single 5 and a single 4. Just like that. Then a 1, 4, 2. And now we need to bring a color down from up top. Put a 9 down first. And now we need some 10s. Ooh. This is 10 right here. And we need 3 10s. 1, 2, 3. Oh, perfect, perfect. Look at us. Are we good or what? No mistakes so far. Keep that 10 in your belt though, because we're going to need it in just a little bit again. Go ahead and put 4 9s. A 5, or 2 5s, excuse me. And let me catch up. A single 10, which we have in our 1 spot. Nice. A single 5. And now we got to put that 10 back because we need the 1. And we have exactly, let me count them, 9 1s. Very good. And now 5 2s. 2 1s. Bunch of 2s, let me count. Looks like 13 to me. We'll see if that works out. $13. Yep, it should work out with a 3 right there. And then a 3 on top of that. And that is the end of that grid. By the way, we're done with the 2s. How cool is that? Yeah, buddy, look at that. Okay, we're going over this one. It'll be quick because we really have a lot of blanks in this one. Is it getting sunset again already? It sure is. Let's change that. Sunrise. I like having the daylight cycle on because I see where I'm dark as I'm working, and then I can see where I need to work things out. Okay, let's get rid of this one. It's really cute. It's a little bit anime, huh? So I always go like that, and then I always go down, and then I push the 2 together. And I just don't move anything. But I've done it enough that I'm fairly comfortable doing it. But, you know, I did it one at a time to begin with. Just to be safe. Okay, starting right here. This is a blank. You got it. It's actually 3 6s. Haha, you thought it was 2, huh? I did too. And then we have 3 7s and 3 6s again. Like so. You can see that that also worked out. And then we have a bunch of blanks, and rather than count them, I'm just going to bring you up to the proper point. So these are 2 5s right here, and next to the second 5 is a 5 like that. So it's just diagonaling up the 5s. And now we need some 11s. Ooh! Put this up, bring the 11 down, and we need 4 of them. And now it's the 10s. So put the 11 away, bring the 10 down, and oh boy, you're going to have to let me count on these 10s. Eight 10s. Okay, 8 10s. Let me mark off. And that ends just right. Perfect there. Now we need 2 6s, in which that would diagonal, and then 1 more 6 next to the 2 5s like there. So we are perfect. No mistakes still. We're back to needing the 10, which we have in our belt. Place it 2 times. Bam, bam, like that. And mark off. 5 4s. Nice. And then a single 3 and a single 1, which means we need to bring back our 1s. Bam. Very good. And now 2 5s. And 4 9s. And mark off. And now a single 1 and then 2 3s. And that finishes that one. Nope, not quite. Don't go away yet. It doesn't quite finish it. Same thing, we have a bunch of blanks, and so rather than count them, I'm just going to bring you up to the proper color. So coming up to these 2 3s, we have a 5 and a 3 and 3, and this is the grid that we're working on. So we have another 3 that diagonals up from that 3. Okay, so put it in. And then put it in 6 more times. Very good. And that finishes up that grid. Take another screenshot. Okay. Come over here to this grid. Finish up this little flower. Okay. So you guessed it. We have a bunch of 6s. Starting at the 6, put in 4 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And now 2 7s, 1 6, 3 8s, and same thing, we're going to have some blanks, but let me mark off first so that I don't get us lost. Heavens forbid we would have that. Okay, this is going to go way, way up to the 5s. So here's the 2 5s right here, and then we have a 4. Next to the 4, put a 5 like that. Very good. And then another 5 on top, which will connect that. Very good. And mark off. Okay, a single 3, 2 1s, a single 3, and a single 5. And mark off. One sec. Okay, I had to clear my throat. I just did not want to do that in front of you guys. It's a little embarrassing, huh? Check my sound. Check, check. Okay. We need some 11s now, so we're going to flip up, bring down the 11, and it's a little tricky here, but we can manage this, okay? Throw it twice, then leave 2 spaces, and throw it 2 more times. And now go ahead and put the 10, because now we need the 10. And in these little spaces here that we left the 10, we're going to throw it 2 times. And then up top here we have 4 more times for the 10. Like so. And it does diagonal down like that, and it's the 5 that fits in that place right there. And now we need some 12s. Ooh, 12s? We very rarely got to use the 12. So this was really not very many color pixel art. 2 12s. A single 8. Bam. 5 7s. A single 8. Just like that. I'm going to mark off. And then just above that 8, we have 2 blanks. And then a 3. So put a 3 there, and that gives you the 1 blank and the 2 blank like that. Perfect. Then there's 6 more 3s. Perfect. And it ends just like that. You got it. And that is the end of that grid. I'll go down to this itty bitty one. Very good. Getting dark again. Okay, so same situation. Coming up to this little 6 here. All the rest of these are blank, or for me, they're going to be dirt. And we have 3 6s to put in here. Just like that. And now we have blanks again. So no fret. It's 4 if you want to know, but really we're just going to end up at this 8 and put an 8 there, which will connect those two, just like that. And then we need 3 7s, just like so. And then we're going to have 2 blanks again, but you can just start next to this 4 because it's another 4. And put 2 4s. Very good. And now a bunch of 3s. 6 3s. Good. And then, of course, blanks again. There's a lot, but I'm just going to take you up to the point of color again. So straight up, I'm not moving my gritter at all, but even if you did, you're just going to look for that is actually a 7. I must have did something wrong there, but just so you know. So next to that 7 that I did wrong, put an 8, and then 2 more 8s on top. Actually, the 8 goes there, and no, 8 doesn't go there. 2 more 8s like that. All right. It's funny how your eyes like, no, I want the piece to look like this. So there will be the piece there, but that's not it. That's it. Just the edge of that little leaf of the carrot. And then that is it. That's it for our let me peruse here. I'm showing that my 7s are not done, and I'd like to know why. I absolutely do not see where 7. Oh, there we go. Let me make sure that there are 7s down there. I probably just didn't mark them off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yay! Look at us. I'm going to put my 13 back, and the very first thing I'm going to do is bring down some dirt. We're freehanding now, or I'm freehanding, so anything here that I'm doing is not in the pattern. So the first thing I'm going to do is fill in my little blanks here, because I don't want those out. And this is all dirt as well, right up to the mountain. And not only that, my dirt's going to come out a little bit all around. I want it to look like my rabbit is actually sitting on a dirt hill with the gold. Or gold colored grass is what he's standing on. Like so. And I think I'm going to take this out and replace it with gold, because it will mess up with what I'm doing here. Yep. So this time I'm going to let it get dark so I can first see where do I need to accommodate the light. Make sure that it doesn't hide the piece at night, you know. We don't want that. Okay, that's good for the dirt part of this, and now it looks like it's genuinely sitting back, and I like that. So while I wait for it to get dark, I'm going to go over to this side, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing, because like I said, only this side needs to actually be brought out slightly longer, because this side will, the pixel art piece will grow by 2 block in order to do what I'm wanting to accomplish. Dangerous place for kids to play, since there's been so many kidnappings at the 5B. King is just flabbergasted. He's desperate. Like, he's brought in witches to help him try and figure it out. He's brought in all sorts of stuff. Okay, and this just naturally has some dirt on it, and I'm not going to even touch that. I'm just going to leave it be. As I go along, I might take out some pieces in order to put in some highlight color if need be, but I'm not going to even worry about that at this point. I'm only going to every time I come, and I'll probably do over the summer a couple of hodgepodge pixel arts. I won't stop doing pixel art over the summer. I just not teach it, not do any instruction, because I only stream in the summer when I can. You know, summer's like the gold months, obviously. Everybody's busy, and I'm no exception. Okay, excellent. I really like that. I will work more with the water over here and just make the most gorgeous water feature over here, by making it match the water features structure of what I've got going on over here with the Merlons and Kernels. That's what these are. So, okay, it's getting dark again. I'm going to let it go dark. But next I'm going to get my next auxiliary, which is light. And all of anything of this is going to get light behind it. So, like so. And this is why I choose, sorry, oh, flower. These block, because they really do light, like you can see the difference between the lit ones and the unlit ones now. And it makes the piece glow. So that means every single bit of this piece will have to be brought back by 2. And that's because we're adding the light here, and then on top of that light, I'm gonna recover it with that color. Including, you know, right here. And it will eventually change this piece considerably for the better, I think. And so right here, I'm going to put one, but this, I'm just using copy now. I'm just going to come out too, because the whole piece has to come out by 2, like so. There we go. Except for that one, because that is shared by both. But I'm not gonna keep it that way. Just make sure it's solid, because it'll be hard for me as I keep going along if I don't. So same thing, I'm gonna backlight these. And to not get any confusion, I'll do the backlighting first, and then I fill everything in afterwards. Just bring the piece out is what I do. Ooh, nice armor. Okay, we're getting lots of friends. So the same thing over here. You can see how much it's lighting up the piece. The same thing over here. Let's get some light, and then I'll go around and show. And so this is why I'm going to change out my number two. No, the 10. I'm going to change that out, the 10, to honey block, so that it gets all lit. I know, that'd be gorgeous. This piece will really glow at night. And so just so that you understand what I was meaning, I'll give you another example. In this area, every part of this will come out too, except for here, because I backlit it, and so now I have to cover it again. But here will come out 1, 2. Here will come out 1, 2, like so. So my piece will become very much 2.5 3D. I don't know, what is that called? Just throw. Okay. So now I'm going to go around and see, in general, where there are places that I won't be able to backlight. So now you can see how wonderfully lit that is down there. It's so cool. It makes it glow, like I said. And the same thing up here. It will make like that piece glow. Let's go do it. But in addition to all of that, the bunny itself needs to glow. So if I take away and replace the 2 with honey block, I think that's going to make it just, oh, fantastic. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, and so go around this side. I've done a little bit right here. See that? A little bit of that, and that is why you're getting, you know, light up in this corner. So let me go up to the ear. And I'll just replace the ear part and show you what I'm meaning here. We'll go on the back side and just so I have light as I work. There we go. And look at how much just that little bit lit from behind and throughout the piece. And so if I take and replace all of this with that, it'll all be somewhat duller, I think. You can see that it's duller. So rather than take all of the number 2 out, I'm going to, or number 1, I'm going to selectively take out number 1. And I'm going to do it trying to use like light and shadow as my, I don't know, so I'm just doing pick block, copy. So we'll come back here. Because I like the brightness of his fur, I just think that it would be too dull, and I like that really well. That is going to help considerably. And then in the ear itself, I need some direct light, and this is what I'm going to do for direct light. I'm going to spray light up his ear like that. So you can see how different one ear is from the other now, and then I'm just going to work down his body and do the same thing. So right here, this is probably a pretty direct patch of light. Maybe he's just looking directly at the light, so it's really bright right here in the middle of his forehead. I'm going to continue it right here as well. Did you hear my cricket? Or that's not cricket, that is Yuma Cricket's son. He's the new rooster of the kingdom. So I'm just splashing light. I'm going to say my light's kind of coming up from over this area. And on this flower, I'm going to take out every single petal of, oops, that was the wrong one. Because, you know, the one is his fur and it doesn't need to match the flower. So we'll just take all of it out. And then copy. So you've heard of like lap dogs and lap cats. Well, Yuma is a, oops, that's the wrong, I need that block, sorry. Yuma is a lap chicken, and so is Tiffany. So if you go sit down outside, before you know it, you've got this gorgeous rooster and gorgeous hen just sitting on your lap saying, "Hey, what's up? How's it going? Will you hug me? Will you love me?" And they'll sit there for as long as you let them. Okay, so that's part of the flower that's changed, and I like that a lot. So I am going to go around to all of the flowers that have a 1 and put the honey block in. And make that one color slightly different. So basically it means 12. Here's one right here. This one has the gold, but I think I'll put like that so we can backlight that. And now I'm going to go through his fur and do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to call it shadow light because I'm actually putting a darker black in that's going to be lit. So we'll just call it shadow light. So I'm going to know that this is going to light up this whole area here. Same thing here. kind of make it like maybe his first two-tone, you know. It gives a little bit more dimension to the piece too. As you can see, it gives him more definition. The more definition you have, the better. The more detail. I mean, for the most part. So let's just have him have a big old little cute little cross patch right here. Like they get. And a little bit on his face. Make him kind of have the dark fur and shadow here. Let's just go right up this. And over here a little bit. Yeah, and so I'm going to do it on his forehead as well. I'm just going to bring this pattern down as if his fur was kind of maybe not matted, but caliced. I think it's a calic, yeah. It just kind of goes that way. Just naturally says, nope, I'm a righty or I'm a lefty. There we go. Aww. It's gonna be really cute. Okay, before it gets dark, let's run around the back and highlight. So now I'm gonna go around and put in light wherever I put honey block on his, or yeah, the honey block. And I've done this in like survival mode, collected honey block for a crown pixel art piece. Wow. It took 6 months to grow and collect all the honey because first of all you have to put it in, you know, get a beehive going. And if you don't have very many beehives going, then you have to first take the honey to create beehives. And then you have to wait and hang around for the bees to make the honey. And then you have to collect the honey in little bottles. And then it takes so many bottles to make a block. I can't remember how many. And so let's just say you need 10 blocks in your pixel art. That's a lot to have to work with. And I'm making a little bee, which is really cute. And so I need like maybe, and in the crown I needed probably like 30 honey block. It took me 1.5 years to get all the supplies just for that crown. I know. Some people think I'm crazy, but I worked hard my whole life. I deserve to play. Alright, so I see that pretty much almost all of his fur is backlit. I'm just looking to see where have I missed things and do I want more. But I won't determine if I want more until it gets night. So, honey block and slime block are the only translucents that you can backlight, so that's kind of sucks. So all I'm doing is just copying and then bringing out whatever color's there by 2. Oops. And that's giving it the 3D look that it's going to have. Same thing here. I can see that I obviously don't have much light here. So I have one thing to backlight. So on the front, definitely, like, just, it needs light. You can't go without it. And now I'm just copying and coming out too. Same thing with the light. If it's light, if it's backlit, then I have to backlight it. What is I'm backlighting? So honey block, like so, and then copy. And this is when, you know, things get all misconfigurated, but you no longer need the numbers. You just need the colors. So it's just a matter of finding the colors in your belt, and that's if you have pick block, super easy. And I feel like this is too much dark as well, so I'm gonna go around the front again and get something lit here because it's just too dark. And at night, that will reflect that. For some reason in the pixel art, I'm not quite sure what this is, but it is there. And it doesn't connect to anything. It is floating. So I find it very... I don't know. It perplexes me because I really don't know what it is. Is it a floating heart? Is it just a floating flower? Did the pattern not pick that up? And so because of that, it'll always bother me. And so I will create as if there is a stem behind this as well. A little holder. It just bothers me that it's not there. So it'll be like he's holding a flower and a carrot. It really just sets it apart for me to have it done like that. Okay, so I can also see that I need light in this ear. No light. So light. And because we backlit this, we also have to put honey block on all of these. So that doubles the need for honey block if you're gonna... My crown, I just backlit it. I couldn't afford to. And it's not even, doesn't even have all the honey block yet. So that's just light, so that just gets pulled out twice. Right now, all I'm doing is putting back honey block where I changed the fur. I'm waiting for night. I know, I could make it night, but that is no fun. No excuse. Can't come to dinner yet, Mom. I'm waiting for night. I can see if I did it all right. Please, please, please excuse my plight. It's Minecraft. And I'll play it all night. So Pappy and I started playing Snow Runner, and oh my gosh, that's a fun game. I will admit. We're both just having a blast, so I need to put a slime block there. And I need honey block in the other part. So I was telling Pappy, if I still had young kids or, you know, if the grandkids were here, I would have no problem letting them play that game Snow Runner, because it is, oh man, it teaches you a lot of different skills. Plus, you would have a pretty good basic idea of how to drive by the time you finish this game. Even if you were... Okay, so the tail, and the arm and the belly. And the carrot. What am I thinking? Come on, Mammy. This carrot needs some salsa. You can see where it's dark. And so that is exactly where I'm going to post light. And you can see how that lit his fur there and made the cutest little indentation, a natural shadow indentation going up his belly. It might disappear. I hope it doesn't. But I have to light this. So, very good. Like that. And the same thing, I'm going to go ahead and light his tail. Just got an Instagram question about will I be... I mentioned earlier that I'm not going to instruct any pixel art over the summer. But what I am going to do is I'm going to make King York in my 5Bs so everybody can see what King York looks like. I'm not going to instruct that. I'm not going to call any numbers for that. A lot of that's going to be freehand. But I will stream it just so, you know, there's people that want to see it. So I will stream it when I work it. So look how the 3D is beginning to work out. And all pixel arts are that way. Last little bit is the ear. You can see the ear. So let's go up here and start by changing some fur. Let's do that first. And that will help give a light. Oops. That's a bummer. Okay, there. And I'm going to do one right here. And I'm going to do these 3 right there. And even this one just for light. Now I'm going to go into the back. Turn them on. Well, I can see just from behind. Oh, there it is. I was going to say we need one there. And there is one. And that looks good. See this little natural shadow here? So, because I'm splashing my light, I'll show you. Splash my light this way. So you would think, oh, let's go with the orientation of the ear, but that light doesn't work that way. So I'm still going to splash my light in the same direction. Just, you have to almost light it up a little bit more. There. Oh, it's so cute! The only thing I see is the cheeks and around the eye here. I really, really would like that lit up. So I'm going to come under the eye and just do a little bit of highlight light, which will light that up. And under this eye, that cheek. Aww. Very sweet. Very sweet. So you can see how highlighting and changing the color of the fur makes it look like there's a 3D appearance on the 2D mold. And so all I did was follow the natural contour. I looked at it and was like, oh, there's darkness there. Okay, let's emphasize that. Let's put light here and light up there. And same thing, there's darkness up over there. Let's emphasize that and arch that down and make it look like that indents. In the last place is right over here. You can see it's very dark. So let's go fix it. I will change fur. That's enough. And now go backlight it. That's going to be better. Yeah. And then we got to put the fur back on top. certainly don't want to just have these little lights hanging on them everywhere. So this whole piece will look like that. It'll all be, you know, 3D. I call it 2D because it's not really 3D too much, but it will look that. It will look 3D. A little bit up here we got to cover. And same thing, I would just start at the top and I hit just copy and it would just copy 2 times. It has to come out 2 times. And you know, you just turn some music on. Go into a zone, and before you know it, you'll have the whole thing done like the flower is done. So, I'm going to spend just a few more minutes because I want to make a clip that kind of highlights that. And then I'm going to have to head out. My peace, my loves, my hugs. Start my summer. Oh, starting my summer! Yay! So, I don't have any big plans for the summer. I really am trying to get a good garden going, and I don't have anything, trust me. But I'm experimenting with moss and some baskets to see if I can have like hanging tomatoes and strawberries that are on my fence. I do not have very much space here. Pappy and I live, you know, in a very unique place, and so this has to come out all the way light as well, because we're matching the splash of the front. And so because we don't have very much space, we have to get creative. It's not that we don't have the land or the space to do it. What the city requires from us is just so much and so expensive that it is really hard for us to build anything because we live in a high wind. And so everything has to be engineered to like, I think they call it a Schedule D. It's so silly. Anyways, it's not silly. It's for protection, but it kind of prohibits us from. So see how that's coming out? That's going to be really cool. And it looks like the sun's coming up. So it prohibits us because, like, just to get something engineered is thousands of dollars. So we're trying to find creative ways in which we don't have to have stuff engineered. And, you know, if you build anything more than like an 8x10, it has to be engineered. Same thing, I got to come out twice. Oops, twice. Okay. Gotta make a clip. Hells yeah. Ah. Okay, let's see what it looks like during the day. It's not nearly as impressive at night as it is at night because you don't see shadow. So I'm going to make a nighttime clip. Let me just fix this front part. Man. Bring that out a little bit. And then a little bit more. And then on this side a little bit more. Yeah, see, so that the sheep and everybody, they wander on top of it. It's awesome. I love it. And I'll bring it out here. And then this little area back here, you're wondering, Mammy, why do you have this big gulf of nothing here? I have this big gulf of nothing because I'm going to make basically, in my lore, we live in medieval times. So children have limited, you know, education and limited financial opportunities for employment. And one of the things that that we have going on in my lore is that the children and adults are being kidnapped by nether evils. And we need lots of soldiers. And so the king has decided that not only will he, build a school, but this part here will be training for horses when you're in combat on horses. And this area here will be used to gather and see what capabilities the horses have, because I don't know if you know this in Minecraft, but in survival mode, even in creative mode, but it's only important in survival mode, horses have different capabilities. Some can jump 6 block high, some can barely jump 1 block high, some can run 40 block in 2 seconds, some take 6 seconds to run 40 block. And so it's really a variety of what you want. And I use horses a lot in my survival, in my hardcore game. I run them on a rail line, so I can take them across oceans and stuff like that. Because you can't do that with horses. They can't. You get knocked off the saddle the moment you take them into water. And there. Okay. So the king understands how important it is to have, trained infantry, trained soldiers. So that's what part of this school is. Okay, I really like how it looks like it's sitting up and going back. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Looks great. Let's make a clip. I gotta go to nighttime though, because that's when you see the shadow. Oops. And let's see, I think I'm going to want to come out about right here, so let's just go ahead and replace this little nose. And I'll come out like so. It's really cute. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Happy summer, everyone. Be safe, be kind, give as many hugs and smiles as you can. End clip. Yay! Yay! I didn't even emphasize that though. I never get my clips right. Good enough. Good enough. So now I'm going to work on getting rid of all of this, developing this area for the schoolhouse, and then this is a church, but it's not a church like what you might consider a church. This is a church of potions. So this is basically going to end up being like probably a college by the time I'm done with it, because I'll have all the potions set up in this place to where in my survival game I can go in here and make lots of potions. This is education. This is infantry back here. There's going to be another building back here that's just going to be for weapons, like learning and making weapons. Another one over here which will be for making flags. It's going to be really cool. And all of this is on this rail line that I ride from 5B over to my blow yard. And that area back there is the spring section. And so over here is the summer section where everything is in bloom and just beautiful. And then you get into the blow yard. The rail ends. It's just a beautiful ride, and I'm working on it all the time, all the time. So then you get into the blow yard, which is actually going to blow up. The only part of it that won't blow up will be the obsidian parts. And the obsidian parts will actually have, so instead of water flowing, see how there's water flowing, there'll be lava in here. And the lava will, and that will happen when that explodes. And if it happens to hit and explode the little block that's under here, which it will, that amount of TNT is going to go flying everywhere. That's TNT, by the way. It'll release the lava. The lava will flow down like you see it happening here. It's blocked at the moment for a reason, and then it'll flow out here. That'll hit redstone repeaters, which will come all the way over here and hit redstone repeaters, which will turn on the redstone that goes in here. It's just hidden for right now. That will then go click, 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 click all the way around and drop lava and burn up that house. All while this TNT is just blowing the crap out of everything. And so we're almost ready to do a blow. We're working on it. This is Freddie and Frida Frogger. This is my brand right here. You see him all the time. And this is his wife. She's got curlers in right now because she got blown up last time. So she's got to have her hair done again. So all I have to do is build right here, which I'll be building soon. And we'll do another blow, which means this little guy's going to get blown up as well. And you can see we've done blow after blow after blow. Just destroyed this land here. But it's easy to repair. You can see how easy I repaired it. You blow it with these little obsidian guns. There's the spring over there. Hopefully none of that will get hit, but it is entirely possible. Now we have a blow yard 2. All this will be blown up. There's the TNT gun. Eventually this will all get blown up. At one point we had a huge TNT balloon, bigger than the lighthouse. But we had an accidental blow and it's gone. And this will all get blown up over here as well, including our high dive, which is made out of TNT. I didn't put any TNT over here or over here at the roller coaster because this is actually going to become like think of frisbee golf, only it will be golf with bow and arrow. And let me see if I left the chest here. Where's the chest? I must have moved it and then didn't put it back yet. Anyway, there will be a chest that has, an infinity. Bow. And you'll be just standing here now. So the your frisbee golf will start out where you have to hit that. And this is par 3. There's 1. Did it. 2. That's 3. So now I'm at a bogey. Now I'm at a double bogey. Yay! Double bogey. That's it. And so from here, then you'll walk along until you get to the next one. So, and it'll go all the way out here into the water, crossing these islands. You'll have to get in a boat and boat across to, or swim it. And it'll be all in front of these. But so this hopefully won't get blown up. And we may discontinue the blow yard in this world because it does affect the world in the sense that not all the TNTs blow up. And then you get stuck with these. Let me see if I can find one for you. You get stuck with these partially ignited TNT bombs. And so you can see how bad our thing got blown up. So sad. And here's some in the water. And they just sit partially blown up. You can't get rid of them. You can't do anything with them. Nothing happens. But what you can do is bury them. But if you notice, it's thicker, so it goes into every block around it. So in order to bury them, you have to bury it with like 8 blocks. It takes 8 or 10 blocks. And it'll always be there. And that can be, I think, conflicting in the game. It's always there. And I have hundreds of these around, floating around, that didn't ignite. And so it becomes kind of a problem. So I'll probably start a different world for our blow yard. And this will just be Magic Land or something. You can see that we've blown this one up quite a bit. Look over there. And still just in the process of cleaning it up. And you can see all the damage over here too. So the blow yards are so fun. And then of course I have a rail ride to the blow yard from the blow yard to 5B. And at the very end, so you go through this and it's just like such a beautiful ride, and it goes slow. You just beady. You get to just look at everything. You just ride along and you go through it. And by the time you get to the spring, which is where I'm working on, I have it timed so that the sun will be setting if I start at daylight. And this is, to me, the most beautiful place at the sunset. Then you move from spring into the precious stone. I don't know what I'm going to do with this section here. It might be kind of dark and scary with a bunch of trees. And so there'll be more pixel art here. There'll be pixel art all along this place. As you do. And then once you enter in this area over here, you will go underwater. Still working on all of this. And it will be filled with gems. And you'll go underwater with the rail. Yes, I'll have barrier block, and you won't be able to see that there's barrier block, but you will be underwater and not know why you're underwater. And then you enter in here, which is the terrifying place. And there's just tons of mobs and fireworks that go off. Lots of mobs and fireworks. And it's dark and scary. And then you end up going around here. And these guys will shoot at you as you're going around. They'll try to get you, especially if you do it in survivor mode. And then you've got to shoot back. And then you come out here, and then I have it set up with redstone that fireworks start going off. And a lot of fireworks go off. And this has taken a lot of work in here. A lot of work to get this place. And so by the time you come in through here, it's dark. Because you hit spring at sunset. You come through here at night, and it's just boom, ba-boom, 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 up to the Babby Vera. Yeah. It's so pretty. And so I'll show you. And it's about a 5-minute ride. It'll be a little bit longer because it's not slowed down yet the way that it needs to be slowed down for the ride. Um, it's just because I'm just still working on it. So let's start. We'll get in it here, and we'll make it night. And so this is why I'm doing a lot of pixel art along here. And this will all be done with stuff. I'm working it. Same thing, you go around here. I gotta take these things down. They're only in there right now so that, and then the fireworks really start going off. Bang, bang, bang. It's really cool. And so as you're watching fireworks, you're like, oh, looky. Oh, that's so pretty. And it is just beautiful. Every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, I made this. And that's the end. Be nice to animals. And then you see Babby Vera. She's so pretty too. She's just beautiful. And that's just pixel art. So I have pixel art all over my world. This is 5B. And so this is what I'm going to be doing for the summer, and this is what I was talking about. This is the south side of the castle, and on the south side of the castle is dedicated to art and the southern people of the realm, because Queen Vincenza comes from the south. So this is basically her side. And then we begin what is now becoming the king's side. And the king is now living in this castle here. This is the king's new castle that we're working on. And it has pixel art. This is the crown that I made in survival mode that I used so you can see it wasn't very big. But oh, it was tough. It took a year and a half to collect the material for it. So this is the king's. This is one entrance down here. And his face is going to go right here next to his queen. So there's Queen Vincenza, and the king will be right here. And this is what I'm going to work on during the summer, and you'll get to see what he looks like. But it is 10,000 pieces. And so therefore, I'm not going to instruct it. It's going to take a lot. This is close to a 10,000 piece. It's about 8,500. And so it's going to be that big, and it's going to be on that side of the mountain. And that's just where I'm going to go up here. Say goodbye. Put his face, his likeness. All right. Wow. Yeah. So I have an announcement. I would like to do a beta test of a survival game in which we'll start with 5 people because we're going to do a beta test, in which 5 people compete, basically a survival Minecraft, and the last person standing wins a prize, like a gift card or something. And if you would be interested in doing this beta test with me, please contact me via Instagram, mammymushrooms@gmail.com, or I believe you can also YouTube me, contact me via YouTube, And let me know that you might be interested. Send me, you know, I guess a little bit of information so that I can contact you back. Whether that be everybody's going to have to join on Discord. So you have to have Discord and you have to have Discord set up. And then we're all going to join a hardcore world, which means once you die, you're out. Last person standing wins surprise. If you're interested in playing this kind of game with me, then please contact me. Because after we do the beta test, we're going to do one with 10 and have a really nice prize. Okay? Hey, hug, 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 and hug. Happy summer coming to us all. Take care. I'll see you in the fall. I'll stream over the summer here and there, but trust me, it'll be very bare. I love y'all. I love this world. And I wish for everybody peace and a whirl. You're not here for long, so you should enjoy it. Because the truth is, nobody knows what happens when we all go down the toilet. All right. Bye. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. And like I always say, be kind to animals. Bye.